No more Mr. Nice Guy. Listen, when Gervonta Tank Davis speaks, the world listens. And in no ways it's an overstatement. Guys, yesterday, Grand Arrival showed the main card fighters speaking to the media and taking a moment to express to their fans for one last time as to why they should be expecting nothing but excitement. And most importantly, victories in their fights coming on June 15th on the card of Gervonta Tank Davis versus Frank Martin, right? But the star of the show, wasn't very happy about the way the promotion was going, and he decided to go ahead and protest by not showing up to the event, right? He didn't show up to the event. The media was not really nice about it. People all over the place is expressing concerns, basically stating that, it was pretty disrespectful, right? Pretty damn disrespectful for Tank Davis not to show up to the Grand Arrivals, as he was protesting by putting out a message on his social media stating that the promotion for this fight had been ass. Now watch, I don't show up to this Arrival shit today. People were really just feeling some kind of way about that. At the end of the day, now that Gervonta Tank Davis is his own boss and representing his own interests, he's going to be moving the needle and moving to the beat of his own drum. People can ask questions as to why he did it, and we probably never will know why he did it. But at the end of the day, that's how he decided to carry it. Rumors are, and there's video circulating, that Gervonta Tank Davis was running as the other fighters were, fulfilling obligations by being present to the Grand Arrivals to say hi to the fans. Hey guys, see you on June 15th. But Tank Davis had other plans, and now that he separated himself from Floyd Mayweather, and he's moving on his own, like I said, moving to the rhythm of his own drum, we're seeing Tank Davis really come out, unleashed almost, right? Just Mr. Personality, the way he's selling these fights as far as what's happening at the promotions, at these face-offs, at these press conferences. It's really just like a complete different character when you look at who he was when he first came into the game. Very quiet, very humble. And he even stated it today at the press conference, which we're going to get into as well, as to Floyd Mayweather was just talking too much around that time, right? He made it clear. I mean, if you were just being honest with yourself and seeing what Tank was going through with Floyd Mayweather kind of like trying to steal the limelight from Tank Davis, you kind of saw that coming if you're being honest with yourself. So, but regardless, he still has access to the likes of Leonard Ellaby and Al Heyman, and yes, even from time to time, Floyd Mayweather, right? But today's press conference was a whole different situation, right? Today's press conference, look, Gervonta Tank Davis showed his ass today. Pause, right? Showed his ass today, just letting him be known, staying in Frank Martin's face the whole entire day and letting Frank Martin know, like, this is a whole different animal that's in front of you today. And you're not going to approach this fight the way you've approached other fights. Tank Davis made it clear. There's levels to this game. The experience is going to be the difference. The confidence he's bringing to the ring, made from the experience that he's had building himself from 7 years old boxing until he's become a professional, to become the face of boxing that he is today. Frank Martin's got a tall order in front of him, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. Today's press conference, Tank showed up. I believe, like, if I had to rate it, shout out to Showbiz, today I would have to say that Tank Davis once again won the press conference. Just, look, when it comes to these kind of press conferences, Frank Martin's clearly not in his element. I don't even know if I'm ready to take it to say that this is the Frank Martin that's going to be showing up in the ring, or if that dictates any results that's going to happen in the ring. But listen, when it comes to selling the fight and expressing your confidence, Tank Davis did that today on that press conference. Just speaking to Frank, speaking to Derek, speaking to even Errol Spence, who was on the stage today, letting him know that speaking on sparring partners, letting him know that he knows he's there for a paycheck and that nobody on that team he believes is actually confident in Frank Martin's ability to deliver on Saturday night. It was just an amazing press conference. Frank Martin has a tall order in front of him. He's going to have to show and prove. He's never been in front of an animal like this, somebody like Frank Martin. And like Calvin Ford said, he's waiting to find out what Frank Martin could do. He wants Tank Davis to stand in front of somebody who's going to be able to push those buttons to bring something out of Tank that the world hasn't seen yet, because he's so convinced that Tank Davis's best day has not been seen yet. And as a fan, you can't help but be excited to hope that Frank Martin's able to deliver on this, right? And like he said to Derek James, I happen to know what's under the hood of this fighter. Comparing, Tank Davis to a car, to an engine, to let it be known that this engine hasn't opened up yet. You have not seen the horsepower horsepower that this engine can put out. And the only way this engine is going to do that is if he's made to have to do that. And Frank Martin's job is going to be clearly to push Tank to that limit, to either us, A, see the best Tank we've ever seen, but also B, victory, right? Let's see if Frank Martin can show the world why he's the best 135-pounder out there. If not one of the best if he beats the face of boxing, especially in a dominating way, right? Now, how do I feel about the grand rival situation yesterday? You know, I had a live last night. We talked about it, about how it looks aesthetically. But look, at the end of the day, as a fighter, excuse me, not as a fighter, as a fan of the fight game, as a fan of boxing, how much can we care about that, right? The business of boxing is for the people involved in boxing to be concerned about. As a fan of boxing, what are we concerned about? We're concerned about seeing the best fight that we can see. And I think on Saturday night, we're getting ourselves prepared to see something like that, because Tank looked like like I said, has crossed all the T's. He's dotted all the I's. He's in phenomenal shape. I haven't seen him in shape like this, I would say, his whole entire career. When you think about the whole entire preparation getting to this fight, I've never seen Tank so dialed in. He seems really focused and excited to really showcase and show the world who he really is, shut a lot of people up that he feels like has been talking crazy about him. And when you got a fighter like Tank Davis's level wired up the way he's wired it up, man, you can only anticipate great things. And Frank Martin, he also has his own agenda and his own goals and own reasons to want to perform on this big stage. You know, you look at Frank Martin from his fight that he was trying to coordinate with Shakur Stevens, and the rumors that are going around that he ducked Shakur Stevens. He's also been inactive. So this is something that's been built up for him. He has to show and prove. If he can do that, he erases everything in the past, and he just presently becomes, you know, maybe not the face of boxing, because, you know, just being Tank Davis might not make you the face of boxing. Tank brings a lot of intangibles that Frank Martin honestly doesn't bring, as far as, you know, what we saw today. But regardless, would move Frank Martin way up in the list, dare I say maybe even over Shakur Stevens, with the victory on Tank to be a WBA champion and get that belt off of Tank Davis would be such a crazy accomplishment, right? But you guys let me know. You know, at the end of the day, we're going to see on Saturday night what's what. We get to see Tank Davis in front of that slick fighter that we say we haven't seen him in front of enough. It's not people are going to say that's not the fight we wanted. We wanted Shakur, we wanted Loma, we wanted Devin, we wanted Tio, we wanted all these fighters, right? But in due time, right? But I think with Frank Martin, this definitely lays the foundation to what we should hope to see in the future from Tank Davis after this fight. You know, one fight at a time until we get to the fight that we want. This is a great fight, considering that Tank Davis is coming off of a 14-month layoff. Let's see what's going to happen, man. But like I said, man, Tank was in rare form today, guys, in that press conference. In rare form. And, you know, seeing Errol Spence up on that stage as well, one seat over from Derek James. And there was even a point in time when you look at this photo right here, you'll see that there's Errol Spence standing behind Derek James. He didn't look like the happiest camper up there, but they're both basically putting their problems aside to support that man right there, Frank Martin, on handling his business. And you see Calvin Ford there, just, you know, confident and allowing Tank to just do what he does. I'm telling you guys, if you guys saw the press conference, I'm sure a lot of you guys did, just to see Tank in action, just to see Tank sitting there constantly staying in Frank Martin's ear, man, listen, man, this is the Tank that I wanted to see. In the beginning of the year, I told you guys, I wanted to see Tank Davis grow into his own. You know, he separated himself from the money team. He was still a little quiet when he got, like, right before the Ryan Garcia fight, with the Hector Garcia fight. The Ryan Garcia fight, he sold it. He did well, but you know, was interested on what he was going to do afterwards, you know. And he's not fell short, and he's not fell short of selling us or delivering on what he said he would do once he got his affairs in order. Well, look, his affairs are in order. There's no more probation. There's no more law issues. He's completely focused on boxing. And it's exciting to see him really step into his into his destiny, step into himself, allowing himself to be more authentic with the boxing community. Now, I do have my concerns a little bit as to other things, questions and concerns about, you know, how this new deal is working with Amazon. There's so many rumors going on out there. I'm just wondering how that works out, but that's not the priority. That's not the biggest deal right now. The biggest deal is Saturday, and it looks like Tank Davis is dialed in and ready to show up on Saturday. You guys let me know what you think about it, though, between the grand arrivals yesterday and to what you saw today. You know, how do you guys feel about it? Are you okay with Tank not showing up yesterday? Do you have any questions about this relationship, and when he communicates that this whole entire event was promoted like trash? That says a lot, man. When you think about the first year that PBC is working with a new production deal with Amazon Prime, these first couple events make a big difference, not only as to what these fighters are able to make as far as the sales they're able to make on pay-per-view and the back end. Somebody like Tank Davis, who's probably depending a lot on the back end, but also on the future of the PBC and Amazon. If Amazon's not getting what they want out of it, or if PBC is not getting what they want out of it, and both parties aren't delivering to each other what they expected, what is the future of the business between these both parties going to look like, right? But we'll talk about it another time. Right now, excited about Saturday. So happy to see Tank come out today on the stage, showing out, doing what he did. He was in a great spirit, great mood. And let's see what happens on Saturday night. Let me know what you think in the comments. Guys, if it's your first time tapping into content, I invite you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and hit the bell icon so you are getting alerts when all this content is dropping. We're almost at the 1,000 subscriber marker, right? The mile marker. And I appreciate everybody who's helping us get there. Slowly but for surely we are getting there. And remember, guys, once we hit that 1,000 subscriber mile marker, we will be doing a cash giveaway courtesy of Charles Edward Cheese. Salute to Charles Edward Cheese for supporting the channel and being a sponsor, the biggest sponsor of this channel. I appreciate all his help, you know what I'm saying, and support in getting us to this point. But it's your boy Claymore Rain. See you guys tonight at the live. We're going to be breaking down the 154-pound weight class division a little bit more, getting into that conversation, and obviously we're going to be getting deeper into this whole entire press conference and everything that happened. There's so much that happened. I'm just right now giving like a quick synopsis of what happened. So come out to the live tonight. We'll be popping off at about 9 p.m. It'll be me, my co-host Ray Davis, and the ATP Combat Media family, man. We're going to be breaking down this boxing, having a good time. But at that point, and on that note, we out.